can't read that. Oh, never mind. It went away. I don't have to read that.
Okay. Motion detected.
Yeah.
How y'all doing?
Hello.
How your mama
And
doing?
welcome back. We were not here last week. I missed you all.
And we're
Missed
coming to you
all.
live today because we weren't here this Tuesday.
That's right.
So
I know it's Thursday, right? They're like, what's
yeah,
going on?
yeah, we didn't want to miss another week of not having to be in the
Conference is over.
faces. That's
That's right.
right. We want to be all up in the place.
We want to talk to you. And I want to talk to you.
We got a great topic tonight too.
We do.
We do.
Getting your lick back.
Gary wanted to do this. I wonder why.
That's one of your favorite expressions too.
It is.
Am I getting my lick back? Yeah, that's one of your favorite terms.
Because I mean, it's ingrained in us from when we were little people. You know, our parents were like, don't let nobody hit on you. You know, you better get your lick back. So as long as I can remember, I was always taught to not accept things. And then they start like giving us cross messages. Well, turn the other cheek. You know,
Right.
God would want you not to
Use your
resort to
words.
Yeah, exactly. So it's kind of a paradox because on the one hand, it's one of the very first things that I can remember, but it's also one of those things that over time they taught you. And I mean, there are times when you can't actually get your lick. You know, your boss does something to you, you can't pop him in the mouth or her,
No.
as the case may be.
I mean, you could. You just won't be employed.
Correct.
Might be in
Might be
jail.
arrested.
Right.
Yeah, I
But you
mean,
can do it.
but you know, people of our age, you know, we have AARP cards, so we kind of need our jobs. You know,
I finally got my AM. Well, they sent me the.
You're late.
I know. They finally sent me the information to enroll. I was like, it is about doggone
I
time.
think I've had one since I was 40.
yeah, I mean, they be getting you like.
I have been calling. They have. No, they did not.
There'll be some like weird looking dude to show up to your 39th birthday party. You know, it's like, hey, who invited this guy?
Yeah, I love my
Finally got it.
AARP membership, child.
Finally
It actually
got it.
has some great discounts.
does.
I
So,
know.
Right.
I finally got the car. I was so happy. So at any rate, getting back to our topic. Yeah, I know you're a big advocate of getting your lick back.
I'm conflicted though at times because sometimes you do have to choose your battles.
Yeah, you do.
And sometimes you do have to say, you know what, you got me. And I'm going to take that. I'm going to move on. Or,
And I'm not fucking with you anymore.
well, you know,
I kind of think it's two categories. I mean, it may be more, but I think it's two major categories of getting your lick backers.
mhm.
I think one of them is the person who stays in a relationship just long enough to get their lick back.
A romantic relationship or just any relationship, friendship?
It could be
anything?
both.
Okay, okay,
But that's who they are,
okay.
right? I'm gonna stick in here just long enough to get my lick back. And then I think the other category is the person who cannot remain in the relationship or the friendship unless they get their lick back. I mean, they still want to be a participant, you know, in the future
Right.
in the relationship, but they know they can't move forward unless they get their lick back.
Hmm.
That's interesting because you really kind of broke it down. And I'm kind of, as you said, the scenarios are replaying through my mind. I'm like, wow, which also begs the question because if I'm thinking about it internally, which one am I?
Which one are you?
Mm.
You may vacillate depending on the situation, the infraction, you know. I can see.
One thing I can honestly say is as much, you know, as I was really excited about doing this topic, the older I get, the less I want to, you know, do that back and forth.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, if somebody does something, you know, there are parameters. So if you do something that's outside of the parameters, I'm more likely at this stage of the game to be like, you know what, I'm going to let you be great and I'm going to I'm going to get out of your way. I'm not going to be that person that, you know, we constantly have this back and forth thing.
Mm-hmm.
Because you do something, I get you back, then do you in turn get me, do you get your lick back?
Right. Because people very seldomly say, okay, we're even now. You know what I mean? 'Cause
Oh,
they
right.
feel like, I've apologized. This is 2 years ago. Why are you still holding on to the past? I thought we were over that. You know, they've moved forward because that's what they want to do. But yeah, you might still be stuck, in the mud, stuck in the mud.
Or, you might preemptively say, well, I got them. I know that they're going to get me, so I'm going to get them again.
Yeah.
So it's,
Oh, goodness. So then it's just back and forth, back and forth.
it's patty cake.
Yeah.
It's funny that we're talking about this tonight because I have a friend who has a friend.
Name names.
I'm not naming, but I've met the friend once or twice before.
How many
But
times
they're in
have you
a
said
situation where I'm not sure she even understands which one she's at. Does she want to stay in the relationship just to get her lick back, or does she want to just get her lick back and continue with the relationship moving forward? But whichever one she is, she wants to get her lick back. And
So,
actually, that was
This
the
is a
word she
romantic
used.
relationship,
Mm-hmm.
and so he did something to her
Mm-hmm.
first, and then she wants to seek revenge some type of way.
Absolutely. And actually, I'm wondering if it's just
Just to make him hurt like she hurt,
to embarrass him.
because she felt embarrassed.
I'm sure she did feel embarrassed, but I think she was hurt more than embarrassed because it
Okay.
wasn't like, on the headlines. You know what I mean? But she knew about it, and that's all it really takes is that I know about it, right?
Right.
Or your feelings are your feelings.
But it can add
Yeah.
more injury too.
For sure.
If other people know.
But I'm just
But-
saying that I didn't hear about it like that. I just
But-
know about it.
But
I don't
in
know.
this age of social media,
Yeah.
no bad deed is unknown.
Right.
Somebody knows
Yeah.
somewhere for sure. Yeah. But yeah, when your feelings are hurt and you may initially want to have like some sort of revenge. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
I think that might be natural. You hit me, I want to hit you back. Kind of thing. But yeah, when you calm down, you may younger years ago. Someone did something to me, and I was very, very upset about it.
Mm-hmm.
I was hurt more than upset.
So you busted out his windows and killed his car.
I did not. I talked to a very, very, very close friend,
Mm-hmm.
and I told her what had happened. And because I was so upset, and I was like, I should do it. And like you just saying it
Right.
because you're mad.
Right.
But did you feel like or in retrospect, were you out of your body?
Well, girl, yeah, you should do that. And you know what else you should do? You should do this and this and this. I was on the phone like,
Scared. I know somebody like that.
I was just talking.
I didn't know you knew Jasmine Sullivan.
Right.
I bust the windows out your car.
But I tell you what it did do. It made me snap out of that real quick because I was like, what you're talking about is, like,
I'm going to prison for life.
Right.
Yeah.
or they're going to prison for life, or you know what I mean? But like, what's happening here? But it made me feel two things. It was like, revenge isn't worth it. And then it also made me feel like,
I'm never talking
what
to
kind
you.
of friend
Yeah,
would
I'm never
counsel me
talking
to
you
do such
again.
terrible things? Like, maybe this person really isn't my friend like I thought they were. So it was
Or
that
maybe
really was a
person
pivotal point in our friendship too.
Well, I don't know about that part, them not being your friend, but just because their values are different. They're counseling you on what they would do.
That's the one that'll help you
Yeah.
out the body.
Yes, I don't know if they weren't your friend. Their values are just way different from yours, and that's what you discovered.
Well, no, I also discovered they really weren't my friend.
Oh, well
Right.
then, there's that.
But yeah,
That's the
Much
part
later or
we
just
know.
later?
right around that same.
Okay. I mean, like I said, the back and forth nature of it is a little taxing at times. And then, I'm much more aware at this age of the consequences of doing something. I can feel better about something that I did in that instant. But then when the bill comes, I'm not always ready to pay that bill like that.
Oh, you sound like grandma.
It's true though. I mean, I'm real brave in the moment,
Mhm.
and then later, you know, I've grown to start to have some regrets about things. Like, you know, that wasn't cool, or, you know, that wasn't my best self, or any of
Or I
those.
just shouldn't have done that.
I'm not quite there yet.
You're like, I'm not admitting my wrongness, my fault.
But, you know, just in a, you know, if, you know, in a very, somebody hit me and I hit them back, I'm much more aware that I can hit somebody, they can fall, hit their head, and I have a whole different set of problems. So, you know, in terms of getting my lick back, I can do something and I can feel better in that moment, but I can also set about a chain of events
But you
that,
can't undo it.
Absolutely.
that I'm not really ready
Absolutely.
to, you know,
Yeah.
to deal with all of that. And I
Right.
mean, if it's a love relationship or something that, you know, was alleged to have been a love relationship, do I really want to do something like that?
Yeah.
And you know, it's just I'm a little bit more conscious. I'm a little bit more aware of what can happen, and that's what kind of stops me in some situations.
Yeah.
What I've learned about myself is that I am not a vengeful person. I am not. I'm snarky and whatever, but I am not a vengeful person because I have been wounded deeply. And it never, ever even came in my mind, like, I'm going to get that person back. You know, marriage, I, we probably hurt each other's feelings. But, and we never fought with curse words and all that kind of stuff. We never, so I never, but he had done things to me and I never thought, I'm gonna get him back. And I also dated someone who hurt my feelings. And I never thought, I'm gonna slash, throw a brick through the window. I'm gonna, cheat on him back, or I'm gonna blah, blah, blah. It would never occur to me. But what I do think is I try to understand what is this person thinking? Because I'm such a communicator,
Mm-hmm.
but after a while, I'm not fucking with you anymore. And I have never been in a situation where I've been like dated someone and they didn't try to come back around. And I think that most women probably can say that because, y'all always come back around. And that's really not necessarily a flex to us, to women. A lot of women think, oh, he can't stop messing with me. It's not a flex. Because all men, to me, do that. Just try to see if they can. But I'm not messing with you anymore. So I don't even want to be friends with you. Because if you can do that to me, you were never really considerate of my being. So that's why I don't circle blocks. That's why I don't. Once you hurt my feelings, I'm gonna be like trying to work it out. Like, okay, well, what happened? What were you thinking? Let's try to work this out. But after a while, I'm pulling back.
Have you ever gotten your lick back?
No, I haven't gotten my lick back. I might have in a not in a vengeful way. No. So I could tell that the other person was hurt because they couldn't get to me like they wanted to,
Mm-hmm.
but not my action wasn't punitive to the person that hurt me. My action was because I wanted to do this. I wanted to go and be with someone else, or I wanted to just not be bothered with you. It wasn't because you hurt me and I'm trying to now hurt you. I don't operate like that.
I'm really kind of proud of both of you all because I mean we're sitting here and we're talking and we've been friends forever, and the get your lick back story that you all will never ever ever let me live down.
There's a whole lot of things.
No.
Don't get me started on the motorcycle. Go ahead.
The motorcycle is the motorcycle is like the number one thing, and neither of you. I mean, that's a level of self-discipline.
I haven't even began to talk about the things that are going through my mind, but yeah.
But I'm very proud
big.
of you all. That is a level of self-discipline and maturity that I always thought that you all could get here, I didn't think it would be this soon.
I do want to touch on what you just said though, because you were saying you're very communicative, and even in bouts of, you know, someone injured you, you heard about it, and inevitably you just like, you know what, I'm not gonna F with you anymore, right? So this is the difference I think between men and women, because you're communicative. You probably tried to talk about whatever it was,
You know I did.
right?
Mm-hmm.
Let's sit down, let's dissect this, let's figure out why you, so that this shit won't happen again,
That's
because I'm not
exactly
built
right.
like this.
Right,
I'm not that fucking resilient,
right.
you know? So, but here's the thing with men. Men feel like, I don't want to fucking have another TED talk every time I walk in the door about this thing, right?
Right.
Why are we still talking about this? You know, and then you don't have to say it. A man doesn't even have to say it. It's his aura. It's his body movement. It's the way he's breathing, his uncomfortability with the conversation that makes a woman feel like, you really don't care what I'm saying, do you? You just cannot wait for this to end.
For me to stop talking.
For me to stop
But
talking.
it's an inquisition at some point.
But inevitably, this makes a woman mad, right? She can't, and she's going to, most women, if you weren't that woman who's slashing tires, this woman is going to retreat, is what I'm saying. And eventually
And that's
she
what I
will,
do.
exactly, and so do I, but she will
It's-
retreat.
My actions are consequential.
Yeah.
I get that part. But I also, as the man in that inquisition, I can't tell you the truth. You know, I can't be like, I'm kind of sorry. I thought I wasn't gonna get caught. I'm very sad that I got caught, and you know,
Very sad that you got caught.
right,
Not
right.
that you did anything to hurt somebody. So
Right.
you just
That's
had
what he
to get
said.
that caught.
He can't tell
Right.
the truth.
I can't be like, you know, you pretty good detective. You know, wow, who knew? And I'm sorry I got caught,
Right.
and I'm sorry that you feel bad for having caught me. I can't say that, so I got to sit there and I got to be like, you know, and then you ask me questions and you make me lie again and again. Well, how many times you called me the first time? I mean, it's karma, you know. But man, I've been rocking out, right? I've been rocking out with this person for, you know, as long as I could get away with it. The first chance I got, and every time thereafter, right up until you called me. So I can't have that conversation. I can't say that.
But we feel that though.
We could, because really our
We feel
intuition,
that.
we
Absolutely.
pretty much know.
You was looking like he was about to do me like
You could say, yes, it's, you know, I don't want to get into details because it would be hurtful to you, but I am sorry that it happened. It happened more than once. I don't want to talk about how many, but to say once, nigga,
Right.
that is the oldest, stupidest.
But they solicit that lie. They beg you to tell that lie. You know, because you like, look, it was messed up. I'm sorry. We can go to counseling. Whatever. You know, I'm not trying to lose the family. I did something stupid. It was bad.
Now you can say that, but
Yeah.
don't say once.
But you, yeah.
When you say once,
But
women always
the
think.
once is always a response. I'm not volunteering once. But if asked how many times, it's always going to be once.
Yeah, I know.
And you know what? Once, or in our minds, you may think, what's the difference between once and 50? 150, you know, it's a big difference, because once is just one time.
But
It was a mistake. This one is a full
Pattern
blown
of behavior.
Yeah.
but if I give you a real number,
habit addiction.
if I give you a real number, if I'm like a 75 or 80, then you like, you know, you went to the store. So it's like now I can't move around. I'm the last dude with a pager, you know, because I got every electronic device. You know, it's like, hey, where are you? FaceTime me. Show me now.
But lies have a way of coming back out. And so wouldn't it be better just to deal with it all right now if this is what you want? Even though I know men feel like this is going to be too hard, this is some hard work, it's easier to leave.
I tried not to lie. I was like, we're not gonna talk about it. I was caught. I'm sorry. You know, man, I did not mean to get caught. I mean to hurt your feelings.
See?
I mean, nobody sets out to get caught. Like, boy, I'm gonna show her.
I don't know. That's not true. When you start getting sloppy, I think somewhere in the back of your mind,
First of all,
you are not opposed to getting caught.
First
Right.
of all, generally, women are a lot more judicious than men in the sport or act of cheating. Men are sloppy by design, and women are taught to look for the signs. And it's a whole tribe of y'all like, you got no underwear. You got that? Oh no, he cheated. He cheated. You know, men we don't have that caucus of people that's like, watch out for this, and watch out for that. He working late every Monday. Every Monday, he don't even get a job. Girl, he cheating. So we don't have that. So by the time we've had conversation, y'all got all of the evidence. Y'all like, So then if I put that number, I put that real number out there. I hit them with the 75. Oh, y'all like, on Tuesday the 13th, Friday. I don't even remember what I had for lunch yesterday.
Yeah, 75 is a little. That's
Realistic.
That's some
A
whole
little,
shit.
a little
But
realistic.
you know what? That's when you say, I don't want to tell you the number because it's bad enough that I even did.
And what woman?
But don't say
what
one.
woman in what world is going to accept? I don't feel like talking about it.
I didn't say that. I didn't say I didn't feel like talking about it. Just say, can we please not talk numbers? But don't say one.
I'm still gonna want to know.
Thank you.
I'm gonna be
Thank
real.
you.
Like if you tell me, I don't want to tell you the number.
Right.
I want to know. Curiosity. I want to know. I want to know what I'm dealing with here. Am I dealing with a serial cheater? Am I dealing with someone who just
If
made?
that person says one, then you better believe it was 75.
It's 75 regardless.
As you're talking to me, you've called me, and you're like, I want to know a
And
number.
so then you'll get your link.
Right. So you typing talking to another woman, and you're like, what is the multiplier? Because he just told me 12. Is it 3.7 or
Oh my
4.9?
God.
You know that it's no number that's gonna be acceptable. Once it's too many, 1,000 is never enough.
Yeah, I won't deny that. No number is going to be accepted.
No
And
number.
one is such that's almost an irritating lie.
But
So
can I explain to you
so
what a man is
textbook.
doing in that situation?
Yes.
Unless you were out of the country on vacation.
A man is trying to set and measure expectations. So he knows that we're gonna settle on about 20. It was. Hey, look, you know what? It was the whole month of September. I got outside of my body. It was about, it wasn't one. I ain't gonna even lie anymore. But it was about, September. I mean, I was working late every Monday and Saturday. And we went to the Hamptons together.
And
No,
so-
but,
Oh my God.
but I'm trying to back you down when I say that one, or when I give you the number that I feel like you're asking me for, and then I know that you're gonna back me down to about 20. And somewhere between 20 and what happened is kind of the truth.
So yeah, back to getting your lick back. If just hypothetically, your girl, y'all strong.
Mm-hmm.
You find out and you're oblivious. You have no idea that there's somebody behind the screens. Every day you managing everybody at the restaurant. The cleanup man. He come in, he come out. He come in, he come out. And you just, for whatever reason, find out. How are you going to navigate this relationship? You're in love, right?
I mean, I'm probably gonna have a conversation. Am I gonna leave? Am I gonna freak out about it? No, because I mean that's not how karma works. All the stuff I've done in life, for me to think that
We're talking about you and her, this particular
you almost
person.
said her name, but
Right. You and her. I'm not saying names. You and her. So, not looking at who you used to be and this is my karma and all the stuff I've done. Just the effort and the consistency and the energy that you put into this relationship. Would you be okay with saying,
Would I
damn,
be
like
okay?
you can lie with a straight face?
Would I be okay?
Lay next to
Like, could
me?
he go on vacation with us? No, but am I gonna be somebody that's gonna be a deal breaker, or I'm gonna fall out and have to get counseling behind? Probably not.
So if you're like she said, with that exact situation, and you found out that your
You
girlfriend.
almost said a name too. But
No, I
go
was gonna
ahead.
say significant other.
Right.
That's what I almost said. That your girlfriend was cheating with someone. You're not gonna be upset. You sound like, oh, I'm not gonna fall out and die.
No, I'm not gonna give it that type of energy.
What are you gonna do? What are you gonna say?
I'm more than likely going to feel some type of way about it, and I'm gonna process that. I'm gonna try to process that in a healthy manner. Either, you know, if it were my current relationship, I feel like, you know, man, I'm doing everything that I can. So, you know, that's gonna make me question: is it worth it? Am I doing the right thing? Or is that enough for me to just bail? Or do I want to look past it and be like, you know, man, stuff happens. It happens.
At what point do you feel like you're gonna get your lick back? What
At
would it
this
take?
age, I'm probably not likely to
Yeah,
do
so
that
that's how I am.
because
I'm not doing
it's licks come with stuff. You know, it's a consequence to me doing that.
Yes.
And I got slapped, and I came back with a machine gun and I shot up the place. You know that I'm not. It's not going to be proportionate. What I'm going to do is not going to be proportionate to what happened to me, and
The
that's not.
punishment's not gonna fit the crime.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
on their part. So
Right.
that's not really a situation to be in. I'm probably not there. It's probably going to be some things that I'm going to test some theories that we've had over the years. Can you rebuild trust? Can you do this? Can you do
Right,
that? Can you
right.
forgive? So I'm more in right there with it.
Right. See, that's how I am. I'm like, I'm not gonna put all my energy toward, let me cheat back or let me hurt your feelings back or let me make you suffer. I'm not doing all that. So, and I feel like even if that were a thought, that person shouldn't even want to be with me.
Right.
I'm not, I don't
I agree
set
with that.
out to hurt people that I care about, that I like, love. I don't do that. If I accidentally hurt you and it was an accident, now it may have impacted you hurtfully, but that wasn't my intention. Intention versus impact, that's a discussion we can have. But I'm never intentionally trying to hurt someone that I care about. So and I don't even, that doesn't, my brain doesn't even operate like that. Now, I'm not saying I've always, been an angel. I'm walking around here like a nun or whatever, because I'm not that either. I'm not perfect, but I'm not vengeful. That I am not that. Um,
And it might not. It doesn't necessarily have to be vengeful. I mean, I think.
Getting your lick back is revenge.
But
That's
I think
what it
Janae
is.
alluded to it a little earlier when she talked about this is what I have to do so I can be the person that I need to be to continue on. So it's not necessarily that I'm trying to.
It's still
Yeah.
revenge.
I get that,
Yeah.
but I mean, the word vengeful is, that's. I'm not doing it to hurt you. I'm doing it so I don't hurt you. In my mind.
It's still revenge in my mind.
Not
You
what
can
have
put parentheses, some flowers. You can put little kissy marks on it, but it's still revenge. Getting your lick back is just, to me, it's just a 2026 or 2020, a new way of saying revenge. It's just a euphemism for revenge. And I'm not saying, I'm not judging people who are into it. I'm just not. I don't think it's healthy for my central nervous system. And I've never operated like that.
Yeah, I feel like people can get their lick back in silence. You know what I mean? It's something that they do, not necessarily to you, but yes, maybe for them. However they process that. I also agree with, no matter how you slice that, it's still a slice of revenge pie. You can
Yeah,
eat it
so
in
it's-
small bites,
yeah.
or you can gulp it down. It's still swallowing revenge, bottom line. But if you are somebody who is walking that path, just for me personally, I already know that. I mean, I know myself well enough to know that what I can get over and what I can't. And I even factor in, some people deserve more grace than others. It's just, and so in that respect, maybe if someone hurt me, I won't like we don't have to be like enemies. Maybe we can still be friends, even though you hurt me. You know what I mean?
Cordial.
Right. But exactly, cordial. You're right about that. But 9 times out of 10, for me, I know me, and I know that there's just certain things that I won't be able to get over and move past. And me trying to do that would literally like make me unhappy. I'd be making myself unhappy trying to make somebody else happy, and that doesn't make sense.
Right.
You know what I mean? I don't want to do that
Exactly.
in
Not
life either.
ever.
You always say you know,
Sacrifice who you are
Yeah,
for
I'm
someone
not doing
else?
that.
No.
I mean, I've
because
been
I
in-
wasn't considered.
I've been,
Yeah.
I've
So
been
why
in
am I doing all
situations
this?
where
Yeah.
I've gotten my lick back without physically or emotionally even doing anything to a person, just knowing that they were going to regret their decision, and I stuck around long enough to see it, and that was me getting my lick back.
Wait, say it again. You did what now?
I didn't do anything to that person. I just knew that they were going to regret,
What they did to you.
what they did to me.
That it's yeah. So you just kind of
I hung out,
You know, yeah. So you can wait.
same.
right, and I didn't
But you.
I didn't have a parade, but I might have taken a victory lap.
But you kind of did you kind of fall back and remove yourself from their life a little bit? Because that's what I do. I'm like
I had to.
just knowing that I'm not in your life anymore is revenge enough for me.
I couldn't go at the same speed I was going. If I had been doing, let's say that I were doing 55 at that time, I broke it down to about 30. I was still traveling.
That's significant, though.
It is.
But it was meant to be.
Yeah.
It wasn't, and it wasn't like I went and, repeated what was done to me or, did it in a way that I exacted the revenge.
Because they were chasing you at that point. They were in your shadow, like bumping your shadow out the way. Because you slowed down, and they're like, "Oh, well, hold on, wait a minute."
Right, what's going on?
Yeah.
Why? I'm sorry.
And you knew that was going to happen.
Yeah, and I stayed for it. I didn't have angel wings either, King, just so you know. Ever.
Oh, I know.
I see little horns.
Smoke.
Oh my goodness. Mm.
But I think that, now we find ourselves in a situation where, we kind of see that that's probably childish behavior.
It is. It's destructive.
It's more. I'm not going to say childish because
It's destructive.
it's more destructive
Yeah.
and just so much malice, and you're hurting yourself trying to hurt somebody else. You know what I mean? They aren't worth it.
But it's one of those things, too, that I hope that I'm blessed to have a ministry in that way, and I'm able to talk to somebody out there and say, hey, no, be careful. What you put out there is what you get back. And that's not probably the way that you're not going to look at this the same way in 5 years. I know you can't see that right now. I would love to have those type of conversations. I would love to be a part of the solution in the ways that I could. If someone didn't have to go through something that I went through and I could share, my knowledge, my pain, my avoidance, whatever, coping mechanism I had, if that can benefit somebody else, that's the person that I want to be today.
In relationships, we have a lot clearer of a picture because we know ourselves so well. But like, if somebody did something to maybe one of your family members or one of your children or something, it may be much more difficult to get to this point.
That's a good point.
Of resolve and I'm not a vengeful person. You can get there, but it's gonna take a little bit more because somebody.
That's a very good point.
Yeah.
You all know me. I try not to even get upset because it's, I don't, it's a very short distance, that's a short runway for me. I'm up in the air before I know it. And it's not productive at this point. And
Yeah.
ultimately, I know that I'm not going to win. Even if I win the battle, I'm going to lose the war.
Right. Very short-lived victory lap.
Did you see it?
Yeah. I don't know.
It's a good one, ladies.
It was. What do you guys think about lick back? Have you ever done that, or have you ever been on the receiving end of
You getting a
somebody?
lick back right now.
Yeah.
Or do you know somebody who's on the verge of getting their lick back, and maybe you could talk them down?
Yeah. We want to hear from you. Drop us a line, drop us a comment, let us know what you think. I really enjoyed this conversation.
Mhm. Good topic, Gary. Good topic.
If you are just tuning in and you missed this conversation, don't worry about it. Just go to YouTube and Conversations Overheard and look at it, see it there. You can go if you enjoyed a past episode. Our first one was what would you do if everything was perfect, and the second, and we've talked about prenups, we've talked about everything, not just relationship stuff. So go back and look at our past episodes and drop us comments. It's never too late. You know, I don't care if it's 26 weeks out. We will see the comment and we will respond.
We will. We will. Thank you guys so much. Also, tell a friend. Let them know Conversations Overheard exists. These topics are for everybody. I mean, and you may not be going through it right now, but you may go through it next week.
I mean, it's almost guaranteed that if you're not going through it, you probably know
Somebody,
someone who
you're right.
is or has.
Mm-hmm. Yep. All right, guys. Thanks so much for tuning in. And are we doing anything this December? Are we?
We haven't gotten a date, so I don't know.
Yes, no.
December 10th is my birthday.
It is her birthday.
We do have a national
My
holiday
59th
soon.
birthday. It's my last, I'm celebrating my last year of my 50s. So feel free to say happy birthday if you see me, you know, give me a gift. Not a hug. I like hugs, but I
Write a
love
couple of
gifts.
lyrics for us
Who
so
are we
she can
kidding?
Dance,
she can
dance.
try
I
and
love
sing.
gifts.
Right.
So,
All right, guys. Thanks so much.
Thank you.
bye guys. Have a good night.
Clickety click, click, click. That's the white pony. Who was that?